What's cracking, y'all? We black in effect. We black, but new WrestleMania, WWE permanent changes. Oh boy, let's see. They better be good.
Mia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including a permanent change to WWE RAW. Is SmackDown changing as well? Logan Paul hits back at Kevin Nash. The Bloodline invade NXT. A WWE star had eye surgery, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. And now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now first story looks at more details on Raw and SmackDown's future, as is there going to be a permanent change to WWE RAW? Now additional details have emerged on the shocking announcement that the USA Network is scaling Raw back from 3 hours to 2 hours beginning October 7th. The change was reportedly made by the USA Network, which has fans curious whether the WWE will keep Raw at 2 hours on Netflix. WrestleVotes is reporting regarding the news of Raw switching to 2 hours for the rest of the year. I've heard that many production and social staff who work behind the scenes found out in real time, just like the rest of us. As for what this means for 2025 and Netflix, one source said WWE is eagerly anticipating the freedom to vary runtimes as needed. No firm decision has been made either way. The idea of the WWE changing up Raw's length to accommodate storylines as needed is interesting, but it invites the question whether Netflix is paying for 3 hours of Raw. If so, it seems unlikely the WWE will change up the timing. Adding to the mystery is the report from Dave Meltzer as he updated fans on Raw's runtime when the show moves to Netflix this January. It's a 3-hour show when they move back to Netflix. Yeah, I had it confirmed a few minutes ago. The move to 2 hours has sparked debate over the move's merit, with some feeling it could tighten up the show and improve it, while others comment that the 3-hour format works well due to Triple H's storytelling improvements. WWE Hall of Famer Bully Ray thinks the move to 2 hours will benefit the show. I'm an all-killer, no-filler kind of dude, and this will remove all the fillers. Although Raw has been super solid the past 6 months, a year, I stay very entertained. Years and years ago, you remember me and La Greca would talk about, hey Dave, how many times did you fall asleep during Raw last night? That no longer happens. Raw and SmackDown rarely feature content that can be called filler, giving more time to develop storylines and give wrestlers more time for matches. Bully Ray said that the move to 2 hours will also force wrestlers to up their game as they have to compete for TV time. The Hall of Famer noted that Steve Austin's persistence in getting TV time led to his breakout, something that could elevate talent. Back in my day, that's what you did. You went out there and you had to get over. If you got over, creative would listen and go, okay, there's something there. Let's start writing for this act. Let's start writing for this talent. What are we going to do? You've got to remember, Steve Austin was never supposed to have a microphone in hand. The downside to this is if TKO Holdings looks at talent who aren't being used and questions paying them. Given the company's focus on constant cost-cutting, fans could see more releases if Raw stays at 2 hours. But what about SmackDown? Is that changing?
It would be to the point, like Bully said, people are going to want to step their game up, and in stepping your game up, you increase injuries, you increase beef within like each other, you increase people wanting to steal storylines, not steal storylines, but steal time for storylines. So it's a give and take type of situation. But I'm loving the 2 hours because, like I said, here on the West Coast, it already starts at 8. That mug ain't done until 11. About 3 cat naps. So
one thing that doesn't appear to be changing though is SmackDown's runtime, at least according to a recent report from Fightful Select. That could change depending on how well the Blue Brand performs on the USA Network. The USA Network pushed out.
You guys are making this work.
With Bud Light, it's easy to watch NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube TV.
Yes! I don't understand how many
times paid the WWE to expand Raw to 3 hours to boost the cable network's weekly numbers, and a similar move may seem possible. Would you guys want to see SmackDown at 3 hours? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, AEW on Fox. As AEW fans wait to see whether Warner Bros. Discovery and AEW sign a new deal, more reports are emerging concerning Fox airing AEW content. As reported yesterday, AEW may no longer be exclusive to WBD even if a new deal is reached. Recently, wrestling purist Ibu commented on rumors about a new 1-hour AEW show and where it could end up. What I've heard about the WBD TV deal is that it will continue to include Dynamite and Collision. It's unknown what will happen to Rampage, but the rumors amongst the talent, again this is not a concrete report from me because I've not heard from WBD or AEW in an official capacity, or what talent have been discussing. What has gone around behind the scenes and circulating amongst circles within AEW is that AEW Shockwave will be a 1-hour program on FS1. Rampage has been a nothing burger since its launch, with the exception of CM Punk's AEW debut. However, AEW intends to make any new 1-hour show must-see TV when its ratings continue to drop. Next up, the top 10.
It's like AEW chose all the wrong wrestlers. I'm gonna build an NFL team, or I'm gonna build a sports team with this, and you choose all the worst people for your positions. That sucks.
10 best wrestlers in the world. A Pro Wrestling Illustrated's top 500 issue is out, and as always, the list is sure to spark heated debate. Let's look at this year's top 10. The first being Cody Rhodes.
I always heard, you guys love when I do this. I always heard there's only two positions you want for some reason. I've heard this on podcasts since 2010 from wrestlers. You either want to be number 500 or you want to be number 1. Everything in between is not. No one gives a damn.
Two, Swerve Strickland. Number 3, Will Ospreay. Number 4, Seth Rollins. Number 5, Tetsuya Naito. Number 6, Damian Priest. Number 7, MJF. Number 8, Jon Moxley. Number 9, Gunther. And number 10, Mystico. Do you guys think that this is a true list of the top 10 wrestlers in the world today? Let us know your comments down below. Next up, Logan Paul drags Kevin Nash. Logan Paul apparently didn't take too kindly to Kevin Nash's criticism of the Maverick getting a hefty payday for part-time work for Paul's many followers. And now Paul is firing back in beast mode saying, I've got people messaging me. They're like, yo, Kevin Nash is talking shit about you. I said, damn, who is Kevin Nash? And I mean that.
Well,
I am familiar with this guy, which I think is his problem. I'm not as versed in the WWE and wrestling as maybe I should be as my peers are. The former United States champion used Nash's criticism to take a victory lap for all he's done in the WWE. But then how am I so much better than all of them? You know, I don't have the answers to these questions. It is a question. I don't know how I could be the best in the WWE, or at least one of the best. I'm surely top 5er. I don't even do it full time. Now imagine if I did learn a bit. Imagine if I devoted and became one of the boys, learned what the difference between a shoot and a work was. Will that make me champion? Some might feel Kevin Nash's comments were ironic or hypercritical, depending on how diplomatic you want to be, given his constant boasting of making money hand over fist for minimal effort. If so, they might enjoy what else Paul had to say about Nash. F me, F you. You're one of the old guys who is bitter that I'm better at your job than you ever were, and that makes you pathetic. This will be my sport, and I will continue to make guys like you eat your words when I devote a little bit of time to it. So F me, F you. Their social media melee is just likely warming up, as both Nash and Paul's reputation for trash talking is legendary. Next up, Adam Copeland talks Beth Phoenix working in AEW. Could AEW fans see Beth Phoenix become all elite now that she's no longer under WWE contract? The Glamazon's husband Adam Copeland recently spoke with AM New York about Beth working in AEW. He told him that while he would love that, he also hopes to work with her in another enterprise, a wrestling school. One thing we have talked about is maybe starting a type of finishing school where if there are people within the industry that feel like they're just missing a little something, we'll come on down to Asheville because you've got FTR, you got me, and you got Beth Phoenix. We're debating that and then just seeing if that's a time commitment that we even have at this stage. It sounds like the Rated R superstar is looking ahead to life after wrestling, both for himself and his wife. Next up, the Bloodline invade NXT. Fans watching the NXT Tag Team Championship match between the Street Profits and the Champions Fraxium of Nathan Frazier and Axiom were in for a surprise when the Bloodline's Jacob Fatu, Tonga Loa, and Tama Tonga attacked during the match's climax and laid out all 4 superstars. The attack was made on orders of the Tribal Chief, and Frazier responded, tweeting, Fraction would like to offer their services to the Tribal Chief, the original one. No word on whether this was a one-time appearance or a build-up to a match, but we wouldn't be shocked if this led to a match for NXT's season premiere. Next up, a WWE star had eye surgery. I wondered what WWE superstar Natalya had been up to during her time off from the WWE. Well, Natalya returned to Raw this week to help Zelina Vega and Lara Valkyria defeated the Pure Fusion Collective, appeared on the Growing Up Von Erichs podcast to discuss her time off. I took a little time off this summer and the company was so great about it. They were like, take as much time as you need. It's really changing so much in the best way and the culture is so different now. Our boss Triple H, he's such a cool boss. The second-gen superstar detailed what happened. I just recently got eye surgery to correct astigmatism in my eye and I needed a little bit more time off to get that done. He's like, go get your eyes fixed. He's like, don't even worry about it. He's like, take care of yourself. And it was like, it's just so cool to have a boss that's human. Natalya's remarks are just the latest from WWE superstars who have discussed how much the work environment has improved under Triple H. And finally, an Attitude Era star returned to WWE. And last but not least, NXT featured some surprises, including a cameo from Attitude Era superstar Funaki. Inside the Ropes described how the Japanese superstar, who also provides Japanese commentary for WWE, was utilized. Attitude Era star Funaki made a
Bro,
memorable
this is one of
cameo
Duve's
reprising his
favorite
role as a
wrestlers,
translator for
bruh.
international talent. The segment featured Julia, the rising star from Japan who made her in-ring debut on this episode of NXT, in a meeting with NXT general manager Ava. This is another example of how the WWE can utilize its large roster and many alumni working behind the scenes to invoke nostalgia
Love
and create
Funaki,
surprises.
bruh.
Did you guys see Funaki
High and
appear? And if
tight,
so, what
nigga.
did you think of his cameo? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
Man, that's what's up. Great video by the homie WrestleMania. Yeah, 2 hour Raws. I'm gonna love that, bro. I'll be wake up to freaking Seth Rollins' song or something. It's how it is. Late. I'm old. All right, y'all. Give your boy subscribe. Give WrestleMania subscribe.